this video, we'll talk about this thing called time and the role that it plays in our stress levels. We've talked about creative problem solving as a way to nip the stressor in the bud, and cognitive restructuring as a way to change our thoughts and perceptions about the stressor. I'd like to go back to decreasing or eliminating the stressor for a minute. Let's talk about time management as a better way to cope with stress. When we think about time management, we usually think of strategies to manage our time, but to manage it in a way so that we can get more stuff done. And don't get me wrong, it's important to get stuff done so that we don't become slaves to time. It's been said that there is more to life than increasing its speed. The mayonnaise jar and 2 cups of coffee. Here's an illustration of keeping priorities in the right order as it pertains to time management. A professor stood before his philosophy class and had some items in front of him. When the class began, he wordlessly picked up a very large and empty mayonnaise jar and proceeded to fill it with golf balls. He then asked the students if the jar was full. They agreed that it was. The professor then picked up a ton of pebbles and poured them into the jar. He shook the jar lightly. The pebbles rolled into the open areas between the golf balls. He then asked the students again if the jar was full. They agreed it was. The professor next picked up a box of sand and poured it into the jar. Of course, the sand filled up everything else. He asked once more if the jar was full. The students responded with a unanimous yes. The professor then produced 2 cups of coffee from under the table and poured the entire contents into the jar, effectively filling the empty space between the sand. The students laughed. "Now," said the professor as the laughter subsided, "I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. The golf balls are the important things: God, your family, your children, your health, your friends, and your favorite passions. And if everything else was lost and only they remained, your life would still be full. The pebbles are the other things that matter: your job, your house, your car. The sand is everything else, the small stuff. If you put the sand into the jar first," he continued, "there's no room for the pebbles or the golf balls. The same goes for life. If you spend all your time and energy on the small stuff, you will never have room for the things that are important to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Play with your children, take time to get medical checkups, take your spouse out for dinner, play another 18. There will always be time to clean the house and fix the disposal. Take care of the golf balls first. The things that really matter, set your priorities. The rest is just sand." One of the students raised her hand and inquired what the coffee represented. The professor smiled. "I'm glad you asked. It just goes to show you that no matter how full your life may seem, there's always room for a couple cups of coffee with a friend." So in looking at how we manage our time better and more efficiently, let's not forget to include the golf balls in our mayonnaise jar. And remember that the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. Let's talk about how eating behaviors change during stressful times in my next video.